Yes, a fair beginning. Such wealth.
Ancestors, know the truth you hide.
I hear a drum beat. From afar, a drum beats in.
Over the past few weeks, a new trend has been exploding across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. AI stories, AI folktales, AI cinematic storytelling, and people keep asking me, how are you making stories like this that feel so emotional, cinematic, and so real? So, today, I'm breaking down my entire workflow from ideation to character creation to AI visuals to animation and to find the viral thing. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to create your own AI stories. Okay, let's get started, shall we? This is the bold AI. Welcome. The biggest mistake most people make with AI stories is that they start with visuals. They open an AI tool, type random prompts, generate pretty images, and wonder why nobody watches. Here is the truth. Okay? AI visuals don't really create emotional stories. Story creates emotional stories. AI just help you bring it to life. So before I touch any AI tool, I ask myself one thing. What is the story's concept? Okay? I ask myself three questions. Who is the character? What do they want? And what forbidden choice will change their life forever? For example, I have a story in mind about a young man who traded his shadow for wealth. It makes sense. He gave away his shadow for wealth. Now, think about this. This creates curiosity. How will a young man trade his shadow for wealth? Now, that is the idea. Once you have the idea, you need to build the story using simple three act structure. Okay? Act one is setup. Who is this person? Where do they live? What pain are they carrying? Okay? Act two, you need to ask yourself, what is the temptation that will make this young man want to trade away his shadow? Come on, think about it. And Act three will be the desire and the consequences that follow suit. Because in every great folktale, there is always a price to pay. I'm going to look away to the other of my screen to bear with me. For me, I'm going to show you how I create this concept. There are two ways to do this, and there are two tools I use when trying to create the viral concept, the viral story. I'm going to show you one ideal way and one in-depth way because when your story has depth, it creates virality. People stick to watch till the end of the story. Okay? So I'm gonna go to my friend here and I'm gonna use one of the GPTs to create this. So let's take a look. African folktale. Okay, I see one here. Let's see. Enhance African folktales by the scripts. Okay, let's take a look and see what they are all about. We start chats. Okay. Create a cinematic script for African folktale. Okay. And let's see. It's coming up. The drum of truth. Now, I don't want to waste my time to read all this to see if it's going to create virality. So I'm going to use another AI tool called Claude AI and see if actually this story has some virality to it. And also, Claude is able to flesh out the story's concept, you know, add one or two things to it and make show the story has depth. So I'm gonna get all the story from here and come to my Claude AI. I'm gonna ask it, okay, this is a story concept. This is a story concept. I need to know virality score and help me build on it. Okay, I pasted the story there. Let's take a look. Virality score 72 over 100. To me, that's not great. A score? Oh, well. So let's see if Claude is able to help push the story to at least 98%. Okay? Okay, now this is the reason why it's giving me a 72% score. Emotional hook, 95, 85, 75, 50. That's not good. 82, okay? Now, what should push this to 90 plus? Okay, now it's giving us key ingredients on how to push this story which we've gotten to at least 90 and above. Okay, fix the first 3 seconds, add comment dates. Okay, okay. Now let's push this. Let's push this story to 98%. Add what's missing and give me the full scripts in downloadable formats. The reason why I'm asking for the downloadable format is so that once I have the Word document, I can use that as a reference when creating the acts, the scenes, the images. I can use that also to create character consistency. I can use that also to create the characters because once I have the script, it's easier for everything to flow. Because without the script, you might lose the direction of the whole story. Okay? So let's see. So right now, Claude is enhancing the storyline, and, I hope this gives us a variety score of at least 98% because the whole concept of creating this story is to make people watch. Without the engagement, people might lose interest in the first five 5 seconds. So once we have a score above 98%, we are able to hook people to probably watch the story to the end. And that is how we go viral with our stories. So Claude has been able to flesh out the story to give us a 98% score virality. Come on, that's lovely. Okay, format 916 for review. We're gonna change this to 16:9 because we want it to be in a long form content. Okay. Okay. It appears this is optimized for YouTube Shorts. That's fine. You can always still optimize it for YouTube long form content also. But you see, it's giving us a 98% variety score. And this is able, and you can see it has characters like Amina, Chief Obasi, and the rest. Okay. And it has part two coming soon. This creates some sort of series kind of vibe to the whole thing. Okay. So now we've gotten the script. What I usually do now is to get the characters. And for you to get the characters, for you to maintain the characters feature across every scene, there's what we call reference sheet. I'm going to show you now how to create the reference sheet from the script. That's why I wanted us to have a script in downloadable format so we can able to extract the characters from there and create the reference sheet. Okay. So let's get this downloaded. I'm gonna download the script right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to my chat GPT. Then I'm open a new chat. Then I'm gonna add that script here and ask it to extract me the characters we will be creating character reference sheets for consistency across multiple scenes. Now, it's able to give us the characters that are predominant, characters that are mostly in the storyline. We have here Amina, 19 years of age. We have here the chief elder Basi. We have here Mother the trickster. We have here the drum of truth. Okay. Now we were able to extract how many? One, four in total, four characters. Now the next step is to create the reference sheet of these characters. I'm going to ask ChatGPT now to create reference sheets for. I'm going to also show you why we need a reference sheet. It created a reference sheet of the girl, but in animation form. But I want it in realistic form because my main goal is to create cinematic content, not just the animation type of content that goes around the AI slap, whatever they call it, but real cinematic folktale. Okay, we'll change this prompt here and ask it to images should be ultra realistic. This is the best thing about this channel. We are not we will show you the errors, the mistakes, the trials, the errors, the mistakes, the trials, the errors, the mistakes. We don't just cut the whole thing and just get to show you this is this is that. No, no, no. We also make mistakes. So we're gonna show you the mistakes, how we correct them, so that when you also encounter such errors or such mistakes or whatever error mistakes, you're able to know how to tackle them. Now, this is what we're looking for. This is the beautiful Amina right here. As you can see, this is a character reference sheet we're talking about. With these, we are able to create the emotion. We're able to create Amina as a character in whatever scene we're looking for. Okay. So I want to create one other reference sheet. Then I will show you how they play along. Okay. I have Amina here. I'm gonna download Amina reference sheet there. Okay. Then I'm gonna create another person. Okay. I want to create this person here. We'll say reference sheet also. Now I'm gonna show you why we need a reference sheet for each character. It makes it easier to animate the character because if you do not have a reference sheet, the next time you put the prompt of Amina is talking to this person, her face or her feature or whatever changes. It doesn't remain consistent across the script. But with a reference sheet, we are able to maintain consistency across the art, across the scenes. Okay. Now I have mother here. Okay. As you can see, it gave us also the various emotions so that when creating the character of Madhu, it's able to tell his expression. This is great. This is lovely. This is lovely. Okay. So let me show you why I have these reference sheets. Okay. If I were to say, Amina standing next to Madhu, okay, and I add the various reference sheets, Amina and Madhu, and I say the reference sheets for each character is attached. Create me a scene of Amina standing next to Madhu. The reference sheet for each character, the reference sheet for each character is attached. Okay, so let's see. You see how it's able to pick each character and create them perfectly and create them perfectly. Without the sheets of each character, it's likely to change the physique, the structure, the complexion of Amino. But with the reference sheet, we are able to get consistent character. Now we ask Chat to break down our story into acts and scenes. Once you have acts and scenes, it's easier for you to generate the images of each scene so that you can animate them later. Because when you don't have a flow, it's like a movie. Each scene has what it's supposed to do. Without the structure, you may lose the flow of the story. But once you've gotten the act and the scene broken down carefully, you're able to know where you are in each line of the production because basically you're doing a movie but with AI. Okay. So we have here Act 1, which is the warning. Scene 1, the hook. Scene 2, the village awakens. The warning, the first eye contact, another temptation. Then Act 2, temptation, where Amina cannot let go. Scene and broken down carefully for us. Now, with each of the scene, I can create the images for it. For example, okay, the hook, this is here, the blade awakens. Okay, scene 2, blade awakens. Chief of Bastard warning, first eye contact. Amina cannot let go. Okay, let's see if I should say create an image for this scene. I want to try something to see if ChatGPT remembers the character of Amina without me adding it. Let's take a look and see. I think it should be because I'm using a pro version of ChatGPT. Well, pro or no pro, it should be able to remember because because it was able to generate the reference sheet, so it should know who Amina is basically. But if I were to change, okay, you see, it's able to pick Amina here correctly. Now, I'm going to show you why we have a reference sheet. Okay, I'm going to copy this full prompt right here, open a new chat, and paste it here without a reference sheet. Because in this new chat, it may or may not remember who Amina is. But let's take a look and see. This is a fresh chat without a reference sheet. Let's see if it's able to remember who Amina is. You can see right here. This isn't Amina. This isn't Amina. Okay? Now, put this in mind, right? Now, I'm going to put the same prompt here and I'm going to add Amina's reference sheet for you to tell the difference. I've added Amina's reference sheet. Let's see if it's going to pick out that is the reference sheet without me referencing the sheet itself. Okay, let's see. Second Amina. And our second Amina is the correct Amina. This is why we need a reference sheet, guys. This is why we need a reference sheet. You can clearly see the two distinctions between the second Amina, and the first Amina. You can see that. You can see that. The color grading, her color texture, her skin tone matches to who Amina is originally. This is why we need a reference sheet. Now, for our last part, I'm going to show you how to animate the character. I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to come back here and say Amina is looking towards the camera. Let's see. Amina is looking towards the camera. I need her to face towards me so that when I animate her, you can see her clearly. And one tool I use for my animation, I use Grok. Okay. I'm gonna get into my Grok here. And as usual, we're gonna be using the Grok margin, which is this right here. Okay. So this is her looking towards me now. A lovely, beautiful face. I'm gonna get her down under the picture, image. and open my Grok. And how I animate her with Grok, for you to get her to remain consistent and for you to really animate her, I prefer to use Grok on a desktop device than on a mobile device. Because with a desktop device, you're able to get to really animate the character. Okay. So this is for video. This is high resolution, maybe 10 seconds, aspect ratio. Then we'll add, okay. Now I'm going to reference the image because, yeah, look over there. Type to imagine, at to reference image. Using the at symbol, you reference the image you want to animate. This helps the character to really know, this helps AI to really know which of the images you want to reference. I can have two or three images here, and I'll need to reference each one for Grok to know which of the character needs to be animated. That's my art sign, and that's the image one, which is this. Then I say, and she says, I hear the drum beats. From afar, the drum beats intensely. Okay. Now I'm getting to my good side right here. So let's see. Now let's see what it gives us.
From afar, a drum beats intensely. I hear a drum beat. From afar, a drum beats intensely.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
I hear a drum beat. From afar, a drum beats intensely.
It's able to capture Anana's emotion to the very detail. To the very detail. Let's try something else again, okay? And suddenly the moon in the sky turns red. Okay? Let's see. Let's see, because this this is this is amazing. We're not creating the general AI stories videos. We're creating cinematic AI content. And I know this tutorial may not capture the full essence or perhaps the whole workflow, but it gives you an idea of how to start yours. If you would want to join my community, I will be hosting live demos step by step how we create this cinematic content step by step from start to finish. We may not be able to create the whole storyline, but we will create, we'll start the journey from the whole story concept to the whole production concepts. Okay. If you want to join my community, you let me know down in the comment section. And if I get enough people who want to join the community, we will get started from there. Okay. But for now, let's see what Amina is gonna say next.
From afar, a drum beats intensely. I hear a drum.
This is amazing.
A drum beats intensely. I hear a drum
And the best part of
beats intensely.
the best part of using Grok is that you can extend the scene for up to 30 seconds. That is amazing. That is amazing. Now, how do we do that? Let's take a look. We can see here extend, okay? We could either extend to 10 seconds or 6 seconds. Let's do a 6 seconds extension. Let's see. Let me put some more effect to the whole thing. From afar, the drum is beating intensely. From afar, she could hear the sound of the drum beating intensely. Now, we're extending the video from 10 seconds to 16 seconds, 6 extra seconds. Let's see if it captures the full essence of what we're looking for.
Drum beats intensely.
Now, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. So, we may not be able to delve into creating everything, but with this, you should know or should have an idea of how to create your own content, your own cinematic content, your own AI stories. Now, if you want to join my community, you indicate in the comment section. If or when I get enough people that want to join the community, I will be teaching how to create content like this from inception to production. As from the beginning, from the idea stage into the production stage, and how you can choose, how you can create your YouTube channel, how you can create the thumbnails, how you can create the YouTube, get file YouTube names, channel names that align with what you're looking for, that aligns with your niche. Because one other thing is having a great name. And with that in mind, I'm going to leave you out today. Once again, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until then, peace out.